The room is quiet, almost unnaturally so. Sunlight cuts through the blinds, illuminating dust motes dancing in the still air. Your bed is made, a perfect, smooth surface that suggests order and control. It's a comforting sight, a daily ritual that proves you are still on top of things. But you know the truth, don't you? You feel it as a low, persistent hum of anxiety just beneath the surface of your calm. It's the quiet knowledge of what lies just inches below that pristine comforter. The space under your bed has become a vault, a dark repository for postponed decisions, unresolved memories, and the physical evidence of a life that feels increasingly complicated to manage alone. This hidden chaos isn't just out of sight. It's a constant, invisible weight on your mind, quietly draining your energy and eroding the peace you so carefully project. Your bedroom may look like a sanctuary, but it's built on a foundation of things you've chosen to forget. And then a thought cuts through the haze of nostalgia and guilt, sharp and clear as a winter morning. It isn't a voice, but a feeling, a sudden, cold awareness of the calendar pages turning. How many more years will you have the strength to kneel on this floor? How many more summers will you have the energy to lift these heavy boxes? The phrase, "one day," suddenly sounds like a lie you've been telling yourself for years. One day has a deadline. The question echoes in the silent room, not with panic, but with a quiet, unyielding urgency. If not now, when? When your back is too stiff to bend? When your children have to take a week off work to face this for you? The choice is no longer between keeping a memory and letting it go. It is between taking control of your own story now or letting it become a difficult final chapter for someone else to write. This is the moment the weight of inaction becomes heavier than the weight of the objects themselves. This is not a task for one day. It is a decision for today. The paralysis breaks, not with a crash, but with a single, clear resolution. You will not tackle the whole house. You will not even tackle the whole room. You will start here, in this one symbolic space. You will perform a triage. Like a medic on a battlefield, you will sort through what is vital, what can be saved, and what must be left behind to save the mission. The mission is your independence. The mission is your peace of mind. We will not be cleaning. We will be executing a precise 13-point plan called the Under the Bed Triage. This isn't about throwing things away. It's about making a series of small, powerful decisions that, one by one, will dismantle this hidden source of stress and build a foundation for a future where you are in complete, dignified control. Let's begin. The first thing to pull out is not a box of memories, but a box of nothing. Let's begin our triage with Category 1, the empty box archive. These aren't just cardboard. They are physical placeholders for indecision. The box for the television you bought 3 years ago. The shoebox for dress shoes you never wear. The sleek packaging from a smartphone now 2 generations old. You kept them just in case, a phrase that quietly seeds your mind with anxiety. Just in case it breaks, just in case you move, just in case you need to return to the past. The consequence of inaction is that they become brittle, attract pests, and take up functional space with their emptiness. For your children, they are simply a confusing pile of trash to be broken down and hauled away. The micro victory here is immediate and deeply satisfying. Take one of those boxes, break it down flat, and feel the definitive snap of the cardboard. That is the sound of a decision finally made. You are not going back. The purchase is complete. Your life has moved forward, and now, so has your space. Next, we confront a more emotionally charged collection. Category 2, the Someday Project pile. This is where your best intentions have gone to gather dust. The bag of yarn for a grandchild's blanket that was never finished. The box of photographs you swore you would organize into albums. The set of paints for a hobby you never started. These objects are not symbols of future potential. They are monuments to present-day guilt. Every time you catch a glimpse of them, they whisper of failure, of time past, of promises you made to yourself and broke. Ignoring them doesn't make the feeling go away. It allows the guilt to fester, slowly eroding your sense of capability. You are unintentionally curating a museum of your own procrastination. The solution is not to force yourself to finish them. The solution is to grant yourself grace. We apply a simple rule. If you have not felt inspired to touch it in over a year, its season has passed. Releasing the project is not an admission of defeat. It is a powerful act of self-compassion, a declaration that your current peace of mind is far more valuable than a past ambition. Now we address 2 categories that often live together in the dark. First is Category 3, the media graveyard. The stack of VHS tapes with family holidays you can no longer watch. The collection of music CDs you haven't owned a player for in a decade. These items represent a world that has moved on, and keeping them can create a subtle, nagging feeling of being left behind. They are fossils of past technology, and their only function now is to take up space and become a future e-waste problem for your family. The victory here is realizing the memory is in your heart and mind, not in the plastic casing. Let them go. Immediately beside them, we often find Category 4, the cabinet of unused gifts. That decorative vase that isn't your style, the scratchy throw blanket, the perfume that gives you a headache. These objects are heavy with obligation. You keep them out of love for the giver, but in doing so, you allow guilt to become the curator of your home. The gift fulfilled its purpose the moment it was given, to show affection. Its job is done. By donating it, you liberate both the object and yourself. You allow it to be useful to someone else, and you reclaim a corner of your life for things that serve you. And now we arrive at the heart of the matter. The very reason this task has felt impossible for so long. Let's call it Category 5, the legacy boxes. These are the containers holding pieces of someone you've lost. Your husband's favorite books, his collection of worn-out sweaters, the tools he used to fix everything around this house. To even consider letting them go feels like a profound betrayal, like you are erasing the last tangible evidence of his existence. Alongside them often sits Category 6, the childhood archive. Your children's school reports, their first drawings, their tiny bronzed shoes. These items are not just clutter. They are sacred relics of a time you can never get back. Keeping them feels like a duty, your sacred obligation as a wife, as a mother. But this duty has turned your home into a museum, and you, its tired, solitary curator. You are not preserving a life. You are being weighed down by its artifacts, trapped in a past you can no longer inhabit. Here we must pause. Logic and reason will fail you in this moment. Only a new perspective will work. We call it the future self test. I want you to pick up one of these deeply personal items. Hold it. Now, ask yourself this question with radical honesty. In 5 years, will my future self thank me for keeping this? Or will she thank me for making the difficult decision to release it now? Will she be grateful for the memory it holds? Or will she resent the space it occupies, the indecision it represents, the physical burden it has become? This is not about forgetting. It is about choosing how you want to remember. You can honor a memory without being imprisoned by its physical form. Releasing the object is not an act of erasure. It is a profound act of love for the person you are becoming. Someone who is free, in control, and who has chosen to give her children the ultimate gift, a clear path, not a house full of her unresolved past. The last box slides out, and for the first time in years, you see the bare floor. the air in the room feels different, lighter. There is an echo where the clutter used to be, but it's not an echo of loss. It's the sound of possibility. You look at the small, curated pile of items you chose to keep, the single photograph, the one book, and you realize a profound truth. You haven't erased your husband or your children's pasts. You have honored them by choosing the most essential, most potent symbols of your love, freeing both them and yourself from the weight of the rest. The guilt that had cemented you to this spot has dissolved. You are no longer the tired archivist of a life that has passed. You are the architect of the life you are living right now. Your home is no longer a storage facility for yesterday. It is the headquarters for your tomorrow. This isn't emptiness. This is clarity. The single, cleared space has become a declaration of intent. It is a physical promise you have made to yourself. I will no longer be defined by what I keep, but by how I choose to live. The fear of your children one day kneeling here, overwhelmed by your legacy of indecision, has been replaced by a quiet, fierce pride. You have given them the greatest inheritance of all, the freedom from your burdens. You are not a project to be managed. You are a woman in control of her domain, a mother who has prepared her home with foresight and love. This act of clearing a few square feet of floor has fundamentally altered your sense of self. It was never about the dust or the boxes. It was about proving to yourself that you still hold the power to draw a line between the past and the future, and to step decisively into a new, unwritten chapter with grace and independence. The sun sets, casting a warm, golden light across the bedroom floor, illuminating a space that for years has only known darkness. Stand here for a moment and just breathe. Feel the difference. It's more than just a visual change. It's a shift in the very atmosphere of the room. The low hum of anxiety, that constant subconscious weight of unresolved tasks, is gone. In its place is a stillness that feels earned, a quiet that is no longer heavy with the past, but light with possibility. You didn't just clear out boxes. You expelled a stagnant energy that was pinning you down. This empty space beneath your bed is not an absence. It is a presence. It is the physical manifestation of a decision made, a promise kept to yourself. This is the feeling of a clean slate, the first page of a new chapter that you, and you alone, have chosen to write. This single act of courage will not remain confined to this room. It has already begun to ripple through your home, and more importantly, through your mindset. Tomorrow, when you walk past that cluttered guest room or glance at the overflowing garage, you will not see an impossible mountain. You will see a series of manageable steps. You will see another opportunity to apply the triage method you have now mastered. The paralysis has been broken because you have tangible proof of your own capability. You have faced the most emotionally charged corner of your home, and you have won. That victory has armed you with a new kind of confidence, a quiet momentum that transforms overwhelming dread into a clear, actionable plan. You have retrained your mind to see not clutter, but a pathway back to control. Your home is no longer a map of your past burdens, but a canvas for your future intentions. Your home is breathing again, and so are you. For years, it may have felt less like a sanctuary and more like a museum you were obligated to maintain. Each room a different exhibit dedicated to a life already lived. The curator's job is a heavy one, demanding you protect and preserve everything, leaving no room for yourself. By clearing this one space, you have resigned from that position. You have declared that this house is not an archive. It is a living, evolving home. It is a place for your morning coffee, for a new hobby, for visiting grandchildren to play freely, not a storage unit for a past they cannot inhabit. You are now free to reimagine these rooms. What could that spare bedroom become if it wasn't a shrine to forgotten things? A reading nook? A small art studio? The possibilities are no longer buried under boxes. They are waiting for you to bring them to life. Think of your children, the hidden fear that drove you, the image of them years from now, kneeling on this floor, overwhelmed by your legacy, has been replaced by a quiet, profound sense of pride. You have given them a gift far more valuable than any heirloom, the gift of your freedom. You have preemptively lifted a burden they never asked to carry. The next time they visit, they won't feel the unspoken weight of a house full of postponed decisions. They will feel the lightness of a home managed with love and foresight. You have changed the future narrative. The conversation will not be about what to do with all of your things, but about how to spend precious time with you. In protecting your own dignity and independence, you have also protected your relationship with them, ensuring it remains one of connection, not obligation. The most profound change, however, is the one you cannot see. It is the newfound space that has opened up in your mind. For years, every glance at your bed was a tiny subconscious reminder of the chaos lurking beneath. A mental post-it note that never went away. That background noise of indecision drains more energy than we ever realize. Now it is silent. This mental clarity is the true reward. It is the freedom to think about your day, your week, your future, without the static of unresolved clutter. This is the peace that allows for new ideas to take root, for creativity to blossom, for you to simply be present in your own life without a nagging to-do list running in the back of your mind. You didn't just reclaim physical space. You reclaimed your focus, your energy, and your right to a mind at peace. This process was never about becoming a minimalist or having a perfect home. It was about reclaiming your identity as the author of your own life. You are not defined by the things you have accumulated. You are not the tired guardian of yesterday. You are the architect of your tomorrow. By making these difficult decisions, you have proven to yourself that you are still strong, still capable, and still in charge of the story being written within these walls. You have drawn a clear line, separating the woman who was weighed down by her past from the woman who is now stepping, unburdened, into her future. This act of clearing a few square feet of floor space was a powerful declaration. My story is not over, and the best chapters are yet to come. So look around this room at this clear foundation you have built. This is where your next chapter begins. It begins with the quiet confidence of knowing you can handle what comes your way. It begins with the lightness of a home that serves you, not the other way around. And it begins with the dignity of knowing you are living intentionally on your own terms. The journey you took today under this bed is a journey available to every part of your life. It is the simple, powerful truth that it is never too late to clear a path, to make a choice, and to decide that your future will be defined not by the weight of what you keep, but by the freedom of what you choose to let go. This is your home. This is your life. And you are and always will be in control.